Welcome back into the show this afternoon with Carson Cunningham. I'm Brian Keating, and to my left, Eric Horn from the Oklahoman. Welcome back into the show. You're like a veteran now on the Oklahoma Fort Thunder game day.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I can get a raise,
See if we can make that happen for you.
Put a call in.
We mentioned it in the open. We could have a playoff preview this afternoon. Is that the matchup Oklahoma City wants? And the Rockets score the ball so well. Is that a matchup Oklahoma City could score enough points to figure out a way to win a series?
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you want. Do you want the Thunder to win a first-round series? I mean, Utah would be a candidate for that. They're not scared to go into Utah and win a game. That would take the Thunder getting to a 5 seed. Do you want the Thunder to face Golden State in the second round? No.
Seems
you don't
like
want
certain death.
You don't want that under any circumstances.
Right.
So that would mean you stay in the 6 and you get Houston in the first round. And I think they'd be good against Houston. Combined 3 games they've been decided by 7 points. So why not take Houston in the first round and see if you can win that series and then exploit a couple of mismatches. You got Enes Kanter down there that can score a little bit and put some pressure on Houston's front line. You got Russell Westbrook, who in any given night will be the best player on the floor. I mean, depending on James Harden, how James Harden's playing, and he defended Harden pretty well in the first 3 games of the series. So take Houston in the first round.
Sure.
Today's a regular season game, but obviously it's an MVP showdown.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a statement can either guy make in the MVP race today?
I don't think it's going to really decide voters in terms of who they're going to vote for. I think voters are going to sit down and look at the entire body of work once the season is over. But it is an interesting, showpiece for Russell Westbrook, probably his final big-time national showpiece of the season, considering, there may be a couple of more national games, San Antonio, Milwaukee, that aren't going to have a ton of pop. So this is definitely going to be something that people are going to think back to in terms of MVP moments. Like me personally, I'm not going to think of this as a decider for my MVP vote, but I think that there are some voters out there that might say oh yeah, this is going to be something that I'll think about when I go back to make my final choice.
When you're looking at MVP and thinking about Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double, I mean, we've talked about who could possibly do this. We've talked about that for a long time. Do people in Oklahoma City, do people across the NBA landscape understand what they've seen over the first 70-something games?
I think people do, but I think it's going to be interesting if he doesn't win this MVP. When we look back in however many years and say, did we make a mistake? Or did we slight how great this thing was? And if James Harden wins the MVP, I think it's going to be completely worthy. I think you've got 4 worthy candidates this year. Harden, Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and LeBron James any year could be the MVP. But, when we look back at Oscar Robertson's year that he had in 61-62, he was 3rd that year. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Russell Westbrook could lose this thing. Yeah. And then in 25 years, we're going to be looking back man, how did he lose this thing? Or did we make a mistake? And that's going to be something that the voters are going to have to live with.
Now, Andre Robertson makes people scratch their heads, pull their hair out when he's at the free throw line. But if there's one guy he's meant to cover, it's James Harden. He's done an unbelievable job against him all season long. How does Robertson give James more trouble than anybody in the league?
He's got the athleticism, the length, the discipline to be able to stay in front of James and make him more of a facilitator than a scorer. The shot attempts that Harden's taken in the 3 games against the Thunder, they aren't much different than what he normally takes in a year. I think they're around that 18 shot attempts a game in the 3 games they played against the Thunder. But it's the type of shots he's taking. I mean, Robertson's making him take shots that are tough, contested shots. And Robertson contests more shots at that small forward / shooting guard position than probably any guy in the league because he's so athletic, he's so long, and he's so committed to defense. I mean, for all of the offensive grief we give him for, the airball threes or the brick.
Side of the backboard threes.
Yeah, the side of the backboard threes, the airballed free throws. Yeah. He's that much of a factor on the defensive end, and that makes things easier for the Thunder when they go up against the Houston Rockets.
Got about a minute left as we look forward to what Russell Westbrook needs as we go into the offseason. And I know we want to win this season and all those kinds of things, but as you go into the offseason, what are the moves that have to happen for Oklahoma City to get back to that championship contention spot?
Well, it's going to be tough, It's going to be interesting to see what they do with their draft pick they have in the first round this year, whether or not they use that to parlay that into a trade as they happened this year or last summer where they took Serge Ibaka and traded him to get Victor Oladipo, Sabonis, Ilyasova. They're going to be capped out because of the increased salaries with Steven Adams and then Victor Oladipo that are coming up with their extensions. So, a trade's going to have to happen. I just don't know how good it's going to be and how much it's going to bring in, because it's going to be difficult to move a guy like Enes Kanter, who to me is going to be a luxury piece for certain teams that are going to want to take on that salary, if any teams are going to want to take on that salary. So are you going to keep your draft pick? Are you going to be able to get somebody to take Enes Kanter in order to get another, wing scorer that can go along with Russell Westbrook? Those are the big questions to watch for this offseason.
Eric Horn from the Oklahoman, thanks for coming in. Always do a great job.
Thanks for having me. I'm waiting on that raise.